Good evening, everybody. It's Daisy here again tonight. And since I was having fun with all the other critters getting to be Renamon, I thought Daisy deserved a chance too. So we have Daisymon, Renamon, enjoying her fluffiness tonight. Uh, so I had a thought and a topic to talk about here, and that is food. I know, got a rabbit talking about food. What an odd situation. Because they'd be really limited. They're vegetarians. Uh-huh. Well, there's the topic. Vegetarian things. Um, Now, I'm not a vegetarian. Far from it. I love meat. Meat, 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 meat. I am a meataholic. I loves it. Not going to be able to change that about me. I do love all you animals. Some of you are tasty. Including this critter. I've eaten enough of those over the years, knowing what I grew up on and where I grew up. Not knowing some of the time what I was eating, but yeah. So, yes, I like meat, but vegetarian things are fun and can be interesting. For the longest time, the vegetarian option on almost any menu was the salad, assuming that was even vegetarian, because it probably had chunks of chicken or cheese or eggs or something on it, which meant, well, it's not quite vegetarian now, is it? But vegetarian options have been growing and getting more interesting lately, starting with the things that are like meat. Veggie burgers, veggie sausage, veggie turkey, veggie whatever, veggie meatballs. um, Now, some of them that are trying to pretend to be beef can be pretty good. Some, not as much. A lot of the times when they're pretending to be something else, like a meat, specifically burger, is the ones where I find that you can really lose it. You won't necessarily be as burgery as a burger. You're trying to be something you're not. The ones that are less trying to be a hamburger, just being a patty of deliciousness, have a higher probability of actually tasting good. And they don't taste like a beef patty. They just taste like a cool patty of some kind that actually is filling. So that's a little plus. I've really had good experiences with the micro-protein stuff. Turkey is one of the things I've actually been enjoying occasionally. The mycoprotein is a kind of mushroomy substance that is grown specifically to turn into food things, meat things. Now, we made these frozen turkey things. Now, when you see it in the box, you're like, yeah, that's weird, because it looked like kind of a large cased sausage in plastic wrap. If you most of you probably shopped at Walmart and seen the ground beef 1 pound things that are in plastic wrap with little ties on the end, like that, except clear plastic. Now, once you bake it, take it out of said plastic wrap and slice it. It looks a little odd because it's still a round thing, but you look at it and it looks like meat fibers. You bite into it, it feels like meat fibers. You taste it, and it's like, it tastes like turkey. So if you're someone who's really can't do the meat thing anymore, there's options where you can really fake that meat real good. In general, anything I've had that was made with a similar process has tasted pretty much like the meat, almost the level of I couldn't really tell it wasn't the meat. So bonus points there. But vegetarianism does not just mean you're eating things that come pre-processed that look like another kind of meat product that was ground up. Be happy about that. And it's not all salads, because with all salads, there is no way for me. I would be bored in minutes. I will eat a salad every great once in a while with my meal. Usually not even then. I'm not a I'm not an uncooked veggie person. I like my veggies cooked mostly. Um, but there's other fun things out there. One thing I know that the two of us buy a lot is a packets of chana masala. It's a Indian curry. You can find it in most grocery stores already prepared in the shelf stable aisle in retort pouches. Sometimes they're in little boxes, sometimes they're just pouches on the display itself. Different brands are a little different flavors, so your mileage may vary. Um, we've tried a few different brands and found the ones that we like the best. And you're going to spend about anywhere from $2 to $5 depending on where you are and which one you picked and which store sold out of the one you love that's only like $2.50, but you're stuck buying the $5 one at Kroger that isn't the one you like best, but you deal because you're the currently situation trying to buy food. Uh, um, but it does add a lot of flavor, and I'll admit, as a meatitarian, a strong, stern meatitarian, that's one of the few meals where I can definitely feel like I can eat that and not feel the lack of meat. It doesn't feel like I'm eating meat, but I don't feel like I'm missing the fact that I'm not eating meat. It really feels like it's filling the gap. Um, so that's a thing. Uh, so if you're trying to go vegan or vegetarian or whatever, look into your curry products. You add a lot of flavor. You almost forget the fact that you're not getting a meat unit in there. Beans in general are really good for filling in the missing meat and making you feel full. Um, Seeing down just a can of kidney beans can be boring, but kidney beans in a curry can also be good too. Chana masala bean chickpeas, similar thing. Filling, tasty, actually gives you a sense of yum out of it as opposed to, wow, that's boring. Um, One experience I had with trying to eat vegetarian things was not on purpose. I was at a campground. I was helping in the kitchen because helping Helperton. I like helping. And, well, they're a diverse, cultured campground. So we were making pork tenderloin roast and we were making tofu roast. Now, using almost exactly the same marinades and sauces for this, all the sauces were all vegetarian, so worked both ways. I tried standing in line. I tried both things. I tried the pork. I tried the tofu. The tofu tasted better and had a nicer texture. The softness of the tofu actually worked really well with the pork marinade. It soaked in really well. You got a large amount of flavor. The pork, on the other hand, because you have to cook it to safety measures, especially when you're feeding lots of random people, you quickly can turn that pork from tasty meat into pretty dry. Even though it was soaked in the marinade and cooked in it, it just it sat. It was so dry and almost gritty flavor compared to the softness of the tofu, which did firm up a good bit, but it had still a great texture that felt like it worked. Can't say everything great about that campground though. That was the one that accidentally tricked me into trying pickled broccoli because I thought it was broccoli and like soy sauce or something. I was like, oh, that was good. Put some on my plate. And I got my table on here. Oh my, no, 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 please no. That was sad. That was bad. I don't need that in my life. um, so there's some knowledge for you. Don't try and feed me pickled broccoli. That's no. Um, but there's plenty of good vegetarian things. And if you just want to edge into it, like you're not willing to give up all your meat, uh, try just putting more vegetables on your plate, filling yourself up more that way. It does help a little bit to edge yourself away from the thinking that the meat is the critical star of your life. I know this isn't like getting you right into your permission to not be a card-carrying vegan by saying eat a small piece of chicken and a large pile of broccoli, or a lot of extra veg, a lot of extra carrots or corn or rice. No, this does not fix things, but if you're trying to edge off or just trying to reduce, that's one good way to do it. And definitely look into your options. Seasonings and spices can make things more interesting without making you feel like you're lacking what is effectively not exactly that exciting. I think about chicken, it's not really generally the star, it's what you put on it that's the star. Um, so, especially like chicken breasts, they're practically flavorless on their own. They need a lot of help. Uh, Lots of seasoning, lots of oils, lots of this. And then by the time you're done, it doesn't taste like the original thing at all. So there's some thoughts on vegan, vegetarian, etc. Uh, be kind to your animals. The less animals we eat, the better it is for the environment. I know for a lot of things, less grazing grounds, less amount of land used up to fill up with cows, to fill up with food to feed the cows, so that we can then feed on the cows. It's a lot more space taken up than to make effectively the same amount of beans or whatever that you could have made with that amount of land. So, chickens are pretty efficient though. Those things grow stupid fast. 3 months, practically, they go from egg to grocery store and boom. Not a lot of food wasted on them. Not as much flavor in them, but fish are a different story. That's a variable situation. That's a sticky wicket. I'm not getting into that tonight. Pigs are pretty efficient as a whole. They grow quickly, they eat quickly, they become food quickly. Yup. All right. Well, I think I babbled on enough about veganism and veggie things and vegetables. So, I hope you all have a bunny-filled night. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Visit my Patreon if you so choose to. Links, as always, will be in the description below. Thank you for watching, and have a bunny-filled rest of your evenings.